My first guest plays the neurotic Dr. Elliot Reed on the hit comedy Scrubs. Really terrific show. It's now in its 4th season on NBC.
Her blood work shows her dilantin is at 0. She's not taking her medicine.
What? I'm gonna give that girl a serious talking to.
With all due respect, Dr. Cox, maybe I should talk to her.
With no due respect whatsoever. Why?
Well, she's a teenage girl. That's an awkward time. You know, your breasts are growing, not always symmetrically. You like boys. Maybe one gives you a ride home. You think something's going to happen, but it doesn't, and that just makes it official that you're a lopsided freak. Happy ending, though. Lefty caught up in college.
Oh, boy. She's also starring in the off-Broadway play Modern Orthodox. Please welcome Sarah Chalke. Oh, look at that. Have a seat. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's so exciting to be here. I have to tell you, my sisters and I did not miss an episode of Who's the Boss.
Oh, is that right? Oh, well, that's very nice of you to say. I'm still watching it, so I don't know, you know. But
so am I.
Yeah, yeah. So where are you from, Sarah? Because I don't know you.
I'm from Ottawa, but I grew up in Vancouver.
Oh, yeah, sure. You're from our wonderful neighbor to the north, right?
I am.
Yes. And so did you always want to be an actress? Was this something that immediately was?
Yeah, I mean, I started out actually doing theater, musical theater. My sister actually got me into it because we auditioned together, and they called our house and spoke with her, and they're like, Natasha, you got it? And she said, great, what about Sarah? Yeah, we don't want her. And
really?
So she said, well, then I'm not doing the play.
Oh.
And they said, well, we want you to play the lead, so we'll take your little sister as well. So
that's how you get in, huh?
Yeah.
No, siblings, I love that. That's so great that she stood up for you. Yeah. And so now, how do you get? Now, I think it's your first job is like a kid show or something. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah. After the play that my sister got me into, in which I had a tiger mask on and I was going like this at the back of the corner of the stage the whole time, I was an environmental reporter.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
A kid's environmental reporter. I love that. Sounds very Canadian, by the way.
And very Canadian.
So how do you
spelunking and to the top of mountains and whatnot.
Spelunking.
Yep.
That's yes. How do you get here? How do you end up in Hollywood? I mean, not here. I mean, in Hollywood, in America.
I got an audition one day for a new series that was supposed to be filming in '94, but it actually turned out they were replacing the Becky character on Roseanne. And
right. Now, wait a minute. I love this story. So you replaced Becky.
Yes.
And then you take over in Roseanne. The show.
I was Becky 2 and 4.
2 and 4, right? Because they brought her back or something. Yeah. Now, what happened with it? Why did they? Was it just she wanted to come back, or?
Yeah. I went home on hiatus 1 year. And said, bye, everyone, see you in 2 months. And then they called and said she wanted to come back. And then 6 episodes in, they had me come back. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you know, the audience has to suspend the belief. I mean, don't they? They have disbelief. I mean,
the writers on that show were so talented. They'd always figure out a way to finagle it. And didn't
they do something on it when you came on the show as the different Becky? They did something on the show like Bewitched. A scene where
good memory. Look at you.
They're watching
12 years ago.
Yeah, they're watching Bewitched, and and they comment that which Darren you like better.
Yes, I'm like I definitely like the second Darren much better. And then Roseanne says, you know, it was a hit show that could get away with anything. And
yeah. What are some misconceptions about Canada? Because I spent some time in Canada. Because you know, if you do a TV movie, you always end up up there.
That's how I got my start. Many TV movies in Canada, actually, usually with some kind of murder, or I think it was Kill Me Later, Our Mother's Murder, Dying to Belong. There's always an AKA. They always have like 3 names.
Yeah, no, please. Yeah. I've done those. I've done those. Mob Justice, you know. So give me some misconceptions of the great country of Canada.
I didn't live in an igloo. I was asked that once.
An igloo. People actually think you live in an igloo.
I've slept in one once.
Did you?
Yes.
Is it cold? I mean...
It was terribly cold, or I was sleeping because it was actually in high school, and we had to build the igloo. They took us to the Great White North, and we had to build igloos and sleep in them. And our igloo, I guess we kind of built it too quickly, and so the top of the igloo, it just started... There was a drip right in the middle, and that's where my sleeping bag was. So it was like soaking wet, and then because it was freezing outside, it was like a frozen ice bag that I was sleeping in.
See, there's a difference between America and Canada. We don't build igloos, you know, as a school project, you know. I don't know, it's something we don't do.
We build the little sugar pyramids instead.
No, I think it was ashtrays when I was a kid. I don't know, you know, or a heart for your mother, or something like that. So I love the show. I just love it. And you know, I don't know if you know this, but in the show, one of your co-stars is a member in good standing of the Malibu mob.
John C. McGinley.
That's right, John McGinley, who plays your boss in the show,
Yes,
who was in that scene with you there. Yeah, he's a great guy and a terrific actor. Isn't he? He's a terrific actor.
Oh, he's unbelievable. I mean, those monologues that he does just stun us all. I mean, it actually brings the crew to a standing ovation sometimes because, you know, towards the end of the season, the scripts come in later and later, and sometimes he'll get it right before, and he'll have a lighting set up to learn like a page that, you know, he does like just a train going through. I mean, it's unbelievable.
And he can play anything too. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you enjoy doing the show? You must be having a good time. You love it. And
it's ridiculous. It gets more and more fun every year. I mean, the writers are so good, and they just give us the most, you know, craziest things to do, so it never gets boring.
And did they use your own stuff, like your own life? Like, for instance,
most of the stuff you see is based on a story that we've told at lunch table.
Really? So that story there about
Lefty cut up in college? No. Not based on truth.
No, I'm just wondering.
No.
I wasn't asking per se if that happened. I was just saying if that was something that came out of somebody's life.
Of somebody's life. Yeah. Yes, it was. I believe it was a story that maybe one of the writers had heard from a friend, or maybe one of them. I'm not sure. But yeah, most of the stuff. I do have finger toes. I have very cold hands. All that's true. The klutziness factor is very true.
Yeah. All right. So now you're in Modern Orthodox.
Yes.
I saw the play. You know, I saw it with Craig Bierko and Molly. Yeah. And so, is this your first play in time in New York doing a play?
Yeah, it is. It's my first time, and I'm so excited. It's such a great play. It's a romantic comedy about this secular Jewish couple living in Manhattan, and they have this Orthodox diamond dealer who comes into their life. It's written by Daniel Goldfarb, directed by James
terrific.
Lapine.
Yeah. So, but I'm more interested. Are you enjoying the experience of being in New York doing a play?
Loving it. It's unbelievable. I mean, it was surreal. It was absolutely surreal. Scrubs was so generous and let me commute for the last couple weeks so I could get a couple rehearsal days in, and we literally finished filming on Friday night, and I was on stage on Tuesday night, and I think it was actually good because I had no time to actually consciously realize what was happening till I was stepping out of the wing thinking, what have I done? And it's just the most incredible cast.
There's nothing like doing a play in New York. It really is. It's just it's terrific. Other than a talk show in New York. Anyway, when we come back, Sarah and I are going to hit the streets. That's right, because we are in New York. Find out how much people know about famous Canadians. So please don't go away.